Okay, the other day I was watching CNN. I know, don't give me a hard time. Sometimes you just gotta turn on the opposition and check out what they're doing for a laugh. And I was just amazed at the fact that the Democratic Party thinks that these tactics, these crybaby, wah, 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 Trump's a bad man, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump insulted me, that they think that that's a tactic that's going to get them anywhere. I mean, I sat there for about an hour and I didn't hear one proactive type of position that they were on. It was always, well, Trump did this, so we're going to do that. Well, Trump said this, so we're going to do that. It was like they're just a little kid riding on the coattails, pointing fingers, waiting for the ambulance to get there. I just, I don't get it. So finally, Don Lemon came on. What a joke he is. I mean, seriously, does anybody watch his show? I couldn't believe it. Every word out of his mouth was bullshit, was a lie. And I'm not trying to judge the cat, I'm just telling you. And I'm going to put some videos in, mixed in with his show, and you'll see what I'm saying. It was all lies. I was just amazed that this is even on air. So sit back and enjoy this one. There's a couple clips in here that, man, they're jaw droppers. I can't believe. You'll see. Enjoy. And make sure that you like and subscribe. You know how Google likes to play their games.
He is not going to jump up and down. He's not going to jump up and down and say people are going to die, even though people are dying. Americans are dying.
It's always a serious problem. That doesn't mean I'm going to jump up and down in the air and start saying people are going to die, people are going to die. No, I'm not going to do that.
Not going to do that. He doesn't want to cause panic. Really? He's doing it again tonight. Trying to cause panic over, wait for it, Antifa moving in next door. Oh my gosh. Which, come on, let's be real here. That is not happening.
The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force moved in on this Tacoma home before noon today. Neighbors heard glass shattering and flashbang grenades as agents swarmed the rented home on South G Street.
It's just scary to have that a couple houses down from you and having no idea, what's going on.
These evidence photos from May 30th show who the task force was after. This woman is accused of setting fire to 5 police vehicles parked in the Pine Street area when vandals and looters tore through downtown.
Come on, let's be real here. That is not happening.
Does anybody want to have somebody from Antifa as a member and as a resident of your suburb? I don't think so too much. Say, darling, who moved in next door? Oh, it's a resident of Antifa. No, thank you. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here, darling. Let's leave our suburbs. I wish Trump were president.
So guess who I don't want next door? Someone who's going to put my neighbors and family and friends and me in jeopardy by refusing to wear a mask.
Right now, nobody is allowed to go inside a salon in San Francisco and get their hair done. But it turns out that's exactly what Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, did at this salon on Union Street yesterday. The surveillance video shows House Speaker Nancy Pelosi walking inside the E-Salon with what appears to be a mask pulled down away from her face. That's according to the owner of E-Salon, Erica Kios, who told Fox News Pelosi got her hair done here yesterday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That appears to be in direct violation of San Francisco's health orders.
Someone who's going to yell and scream at the local grocery store, hardware store, dry cleaners, pizza place that you're taking away my right. I can't wear a mask. That's who I don't want in my neighborhood.
The people, Andrew Cuomo, you can see here, out walking his dog in New York without a mask. People flipped out about that. And to be clear, I don't care. Like, look, I don't care if they're wearing masks. I don't care that Pelosi went to the salon, that she wasn't wearing a mask. I don't care that Cuomo wasn't wearing a mask. Just stop telling everyone else they have to do it.
That kind of selfish person who only is looking out for themselves and who don't believe in reality.
I don't know what kind of reality Don lives in, but here's a little reality that's been forced on us. A little update from the CDC. See if it meshes with his reality.
News 6 keeping an eye on the latest developments surrounding the coronavirus.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention now say antibody tests used to determine if people have been infected with COVID-19 in the past may be wrong up to half the time.
That's a big number. News 6 investigator Lewis Bolden is taking a closer look at what this means for you.
A local hospital system tells News 6 their physicians have voiced concerns about the antibody tests, and now the CDC confirms it. The CDC has released new guidelines that question the accuracy of COVID-19 antibody tests. The tests, also called serologic tests, are supposed to determine if someone has been infected with the virus in the past, but they can be wrong up to half the time, according to newly released guidelines on the CDC's website.
Okay, now, I went to art college, University of the Arts in Philly. I might not be a mathematician, but let me see if I understand this right. You got a test that's either a positive or negative. You got a 50% chance of getting it right or getting it wrong. But yet, if you get it wrong, they tell you to take another test, to have a second test. What? I mean, really? So, if you don't know if the first one's right or wrong, what the second one gonna do? Are you kidding me? You don't know if that one's right or wrong too. Am I the only one here with a brain cell left? 50%? And you don't know. So you never know if you take 1,000 tests, because it may be right, might be wrong. Let me think about that scam here. Who's making out on that deal? Oh, the manufacturers of the test. Of course they say take a second test. Are you kidding me? They're making so much money. Take 3, 4, 5 tests. You might be right, might be wrong. Unbelievable. Remember this 50% thing, because it's going to come up here in a few minutes, and it's a good one. I can't believe this. Oh, can't believe it.
A vaccine does not mean immunity. Can you just explain that, the basics of that? A lot of people think, oh, a vaccine, that means we got it licked. It doesn't mean immunity. Can you explain that?
It does mean immunity, Matthew, but it means that it's not perfect. There are very few vaccines that are, in fact, there are no vaccines that are 100% effective. Vaccines like measles are 97, 98% effective. If we get 50 to 70% effective.
Did you see McConaughey's head? His head almost exploded there. He's like, wait, what did you just say? Watch this again.
50 to 70% effective with this vaccine, I will be very pleased.
50 to 70% effective will be pleasing.
Yes. You know why? Because then we could combine it with public health measures.
Okay.
That was funny. Watch that again.
Combine it with public health measures.
Okay. 50 to 70%. Okay. We're batting 500 with this vaccine. You're happy as far as the numbers go. I got you. Okay. Here you go. This is something that I found.
So now again, 50%. Either it works or it doesn't work. Hey, if it didn't work, how do you know? Well, you take a test. Oh, they're 50% too. So we'll take another test. Well, that doesn't mean anything because it's 50% wrong. So What, I taken another vaccine? Unbelievable.
The chances of that kind of person being next door to you, you have much more of a chance of that. Your odds are better than having someone from Antifa move next door to you. Let's be real. He expects you to believe that he doesn't want to cause panic. What was that? Do you really think someone from Antifa is going to move next door to you? Come on, really?
And now we have the latest update from Philly Mag. DC Antifa leader is the third man charged in Marine attack in Philadelphia. Joseph Elkoff has been charged with aggravated assault, ethnic intimidation, and conspiracy, among other offenses. Before going any further, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I know this guy. He used to show up at events I was speaking at, he would spread lies about me, and just typically caused problems for me to the best of his ability. It only stopped when his brother, who was a producer for Democracy Now!, told me that he told his brother to lay off.
Move next door to you. Let's be real. He expects you to believe that he doesn't want to cause panic. What was that?
Where does Don think that these people live? What does he think, they fly over from Europe and then do a protest and then fly back? They live in the same freaking neighborhoods as everybody else. What, are you an idiot? Unbelievable.
I had an annual experience with Antifa because we covered protests on May Day, of which they were typically a part. This is a scene that I saw at least once a year in Seattle. You're hearing flashbangs used by police officers to move the crowd through downtown. The city just expected that eventually the protests would turn into a riot at some point. This video is from 2016, months before Trump was ever elected president and years before what we're seeing today.
That's what he's trying to do, cause panic in our cities, in our suburbs. Panic that he hopes will get him reelected. Doing it deliberately and cynically.
This video is from 2016, months before Trump was ever elected president and years before what we're seeing today.
Trying to scare, look at it, oh my gosh, this is so scary. Trying to scare you, tweeting out a campaign video today full of looting and burning. Don Jr. tweeting one showing images of a pig's head.
This is about when I just about blew up. I mean, are you serious? Are you really serious gonna sit there and make fun of people's businesses and their homes as they're getting burnt to the ground by these assholes in the street? Really? I mean, Don needs to go down and apologize to these people that are in that video behind him that he went, ooh, fire. He needs to apologize to them. That's such a dick move. I mean, seriously. What an ass.
And then there was one earlier this summer falsely suggesting that Joe Biden supports defunding the police. He does not. He said it over and over.
You have come out in favor of police reform, you know, but what does that actually mean? Because some people think that you cannot reform an institution that is fundamentally rotten in the core.
Well, I don't think it's rotten in the core, and I don't think all cops are bad cops. But I think, look, 90% of all the funding for police comes from local taxpayers. So the federal government under our system cannot, other than taking a civil rights action, say they do A, B, C, and D. But what we can do is we can make sure that we insist on certain fundamental changes take place now, including making sure there's sensitivity training, making sure that all of cops' past grievances, transgressions are all made public. Because we can say, if you don't, we are not going to provide the federal funding that we provide for you through what they call burn grants and cop grants.
That's called defunding the police.
The people who support defunding the police are ticked off at him because he doesn't support defunding the police.
Surplus military equipment for law enforcement. They don't need that. The last thing you need is an up-armored Humvee coming into a neighborhood. It's like the military invading. They don't know anybody. They become the enemy. They're supposed to be protecting these people. So my generic point is that...
Do we agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a lie. He does not support it. But that doesn't stop the president from repeating the lie.